Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. No matter where you're watching us from around the globe, I say thank you for allowing us into your homes, but most importantly, into your hearts. If you're watching us on the DBNA television network today, a sincere thank you for your support and continue to support the sponsors and the other amazing talent and shows that are on the network. If you're listening to us in podcast form, me and this Hall of Famer Oscar tell you to turn that knob up. We're going to put that flavor in your ear. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to lace them up once again with another edition of the Coach Scott Field Show. I have pages and pages of honors and accolades of this gentleman who's on this show with me today. You are not here to hear from me. You are here to listen to the man, the legend, the icon, the scoring champion, Mr. Oscar Schmidt. Oscar, welcome to the Coach Scott Field Show, brother.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, to listen to you and to talk to your listeners.
Y'all, this is going to be fantastic. They can see you. They can hear you coming to us from Brazil today, yeah?
Yes. I am in São Paulo.
São Paulo.
I am in my house at Santana de Parnaíba, big São Paulo.
There you go. Wonderful. Well, welcome to the show, my friend. I'm coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah on this Good Friday. But what better way to have a Good Friday guest other than to have the greatest scorer in Olympic and FIBA history with us right now, Oscar Schmidt.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, I could go on for hours talking about all the championships, all the jerseys that are retired, the scoring numbers that you've put up. But my friend, I just so thrilled to have you because as you and I talked right before the show, I was able to coach with many FIBA clubs and countries and know the records and the honors that you've had in your home country of Brazil, Spain, Italy. My gosh, you have done it, brother.
Thank you so much.
Oh, this is wonderful. I think about when you were inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Naismith Hall of Fame. You had Larry Bird, welcome you into the Hall of Fame. Why did you choose Larry Bird?
Well, Larry Bird was my idol, always, because it's easy when you cheer for Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. They fly around and do whatever he wants. But Larry Bird doesn't jump, doesn't run, and play better than anybody else.
Oh, he was like, yeah, very cerebral, smart.
Yes.
But just like you, now this is my humble opinion because knowing basketball and the history of basketball, had you played in the NBA, I believe without a doubt, you would have been one of the top 10 players in NBA history easily.
Easily, of course. Basketball is the same everywhere.
It's so true. It's so true. But I feel bad for the young generation who has never got to see Oscar Schmidt play. But I encourage you to get on YouTube and watch your game. You could score from anywhere, and the way that you would score, the way that you would shoot. Come on. Basically scoring a point a minute in many of the Olympic games that you were in.
That's not easy, but I practice for that a lot.
Yeah.
God knows how I practice. I practice a lot. Anytime it's a good time, then I go to the court and practice. And my wife passing me the ball.
I love that story. You talked about how she came into the city and for the first week, pass you the ball, rebound, dunk. I love that story about your wife.
She's great. She's better than everybody. So we are together for 46 years. We are together.
Congratulations.
Great couple.
Yes, phenomenal. And your daughter is a chef, and then of course your son being in the States doing some coaching, and then now doing some producing. Talk about your family and how important that is to you.
First of all, I am very lucky to have a family that I had. With Christina, we met when I was 17, and I had my ankle. My ankle, I lose. I had an injury that was very hard. This injury, so the doctor who make the arrangements was a guy that told me, when you're doing nothing, Oscar, raise your feet. And I don't know what this Christina was. So I was sitting on the Republic. It's a place where many people live. I live in a Republic close to Palmeiras where I played. And this girl passed, wow, beautiful. Hey, and she never see. But for her unlucky, I get the same bus of her.
Oh,
I go to Mackenzie where I study, and she goes to Cursinho to get the university. And now became easy because you get the same bus.
So
It was great.
you
Was great.
invite her to your city, and she rebounds for you, and she passes to you all day. You knew then she was the one.
Of course, they are gonna marry this girl.
Hey, you and I are very smart men. We married well in our life. Good for you.
Yes, that's the most important thing when you married good.
So true. So true. Oscar, talk about, I mean, even as a junior, before you played professional, and you played 29 years as a professional, set all kind of scoring records, but even as a junior, I mean, you averaged 37 points a game as a young man. Where
Yeah.
did that passion of the game come from? Who, because I mean, in your country, it's Pele and soccer. So,
Yes.
I mean, I know your size and your height probably made it difficult for football for you, but basketball was your love. Who was your role model? Who did you watch and say, I want to be like him?
Larry Bird, of course, because was the best white guy playing NBA. Can you believe this? He's white and played better than any nigger. So I love this guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started to watch him. And here in Brazil, we didn't have much TV showing the games of NBA. But when we have it, and when we have it, one with Larry Bird, wow, that's my game.
Yeah. So how was you able to watch Larry Bird? Because again, in Brazil, you didn't have a lot of NBA games, but how was you able to watch him and really learn from him?
Well, I watch him play, and I try to do the same things that he did, and I learn a lot. So I could play good.
Wow, I think it's wonderful that you had someone to emulate, but you also had a very good basketball mind and a high
Yeah.
basketball IQ, and you knew how to create
Oh, of
angles
course.
to get your shot off. Where did
Yes.
that come from, and where did that mindset and passion for the game come from?
Oh, I think from my father. My father was a great man, great man, and I love him. He passed away a few years ago, but I love my father. My father was like the great guy of my life. So I tried to copy him and put it in basketball. And I didn't like basketball, but my coach was the same professor of physical education of my school. And one day he told me, Oscar, I know you don't like it, but I am the same coach of Unidade. You could go there. Maybe you like it. Wow, when is the practice? And he told me, every day. Oh, I'm liking more. And I went there, and the coach of my category was a guy that made a lot of strange exercise. He put some stones on the floor. I would go dribbling one hand and get the stones. This was very hard. For me, it was a nightmare doing that. Then he changed. He put some chairs with ropes that I need to go dribbling up and down the rope. One day I was shooting, he told me, Oscar, yes, you see the basket? No, put the ball up. Oh, now I see. Shoot like this. But I can't shoot like this. Why? Because I won't score. And he told me a phrase from the best phrase I ever heard in my career. Start good, that one day you score a lot. And I start like this. This guy was a Japanese.
Interesting.
Japanese.
Yeah.
He passed away at last year.
Wow.
He
Wow.
was a great coach.
It sounds like he had a great influence on your
Yes.
life as a human,
Yes.
because you also had your father to support you and learn from. But it sounds like he was a great mentor and helped guide you, into basketball and throughout your career. I'm sorry for the loss of both of them.
Yes. Yes. Both are lost, but life is like that. My wife, my mother is still running.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, Oscar, talk a little bit about, three-time Brazilian champion, three-time Italian champion, two-time Spanish champion. How did you get from Brazil? How did you get to Italy and play with them professionally? Was there a coach that you had a relationship with that gave you that opportunity?
Yes. Well, we play a world champion for clubs. And the final was with this guy from Bosnia, a team from Yugoslavia. And they won the tournament in Europe. And they come to the World Cup here in Brazil. And it was 5 teams, this tournament. But I play real good. I can't believe I played that good. And when he come to Italy, the owner of the team asked him, Boscia, who we gonna sign for foreign players, because every team had 2 foreign players.
Right.
There is a guy in Brazil that cry and play. He's a truck. Let's get him. And they come to Brazil to get. I signed my contract with my hand broke because I suck a Canadian guy.
Oh. That's hard to sign a contract with a broken hand.
Yeah. And I think he likes that too. And I went to Italy because of this thing with the coach.
Wow, good for you. And of course you did a phenomenal job in Europe. Talk about those Brazilian championships and the honor to play and represent your country, because you took a lot of pride in that, and that was from your heart.
No, on that time, if you play for NBA one game, you can never play for your national team.
Right.
And the New Jersey Nets draft me 6th round, 138 choice. So before me, there is 137 people. I get offended.
Hey, there's not very many smart people in the NBA.
I went there and was 2 weeks. 1 week of practice and 1 week with games. We play 5 games against the rookies of the other teams. And I came there and like a old pro. Hey, coach, here's 1 point a minute. If you give me 20 minutes, I give you 20 points. If you give me more than 30, you can see 60. He looks at me like this. And what's this? 25 minutes a game, 25 points a game. They became crazy with me. We cannot lose this guy.
Right. Oh, just the fact you had that confidence because you knew your skills, you knew your strengths, and to you, to have professional experience to go play against the younger guys, that had to be
Yes,
an asset because that's a man playing with boys, but man, you're still just scoring.
of course. For me, every day is a good day to play basketball. Every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
So
agree.
they offer me a no-cut contract that on that time was wow, and I refused it. Why you refuse? Because I won't let my national team alone. I must play for them. And I had a lot of pride to play for my national team.
Yeah, and see, I love that because I don't think enough people know that that's why you did
Yeah,
not go to play for the Nets because you took so much pride to represent your country and
of course,
play for your country and play for your people and play for your fans. That's what meant more to you than an NBA contract.
of course. And I was living a good life because in it, I play that time I play in Italy, and I can play with my national team too. So my life was good. Why I need to change? I won't change my life.
Yeah. Yeah. See, uh, that's something that I like about you, Oscar. You're very humble and
Of course, yes.
you don't have an ego. It's not
No,
about, the glitz and the gold and the glamour to you.
yes,
It was about playing the game that you loved and
yes,
representing your company or just the fact that, you've got a good life. It wasn't about bells and whistles. It was about love of the game and passion of the
yes,
game for you.
yes. I play every month of the year because I play in Europe. When finished there, I come to Brazil to play with the national team. So I have no rest.
Right. 12
Yes,
months.
12 months.
Yeah. Eh,
And this make me a good player.
See, I agree with that. We're old school mentality where these young kids talk about load management and need time off. They need to
Yes, yes,
rest and they need to heal. That's got to be hard for you to understand or comprehend because our generation was play and get
yes,
practice and repetition and always being on the court and learning how to get better, right?
of course. That's why I play basketball to represent my country
Yeah. I
over
love
than anything.
Yes, yes. Now think about it because a few years after that, of course, in 1992, they allowed the Dream Team to
Yes,
organize, which changed the rules, which allowed you to play for your national team, but you had already turned down that offer before. But
of
what was
course.
that like for you who could had the confidence and the pride and the passion? You weren't scared of those guys, but yet you respected them. What was that like for you to put on your Brazilian jersey and play against some of the greatest players around the world?
Well, they made a very good team.
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody could beat that team. All the idols were there, so it was a great experience to play against this team. And I played twice against them, 92 and 96.
wow,
And that team of 92 just took three guys could be LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal to be the best ever. So I had the honor to play against them.
Did you get to have a conversation with like Larry Bird, your idol? Did you get to take pictures with him or have a
No,
conversation? And what was that like?
I almost bring my camera to the bench.
Oh.
It should be a very big respect. But at the last minute, no, I want to know. They are guys like me. Why I did to bring my camera? And no, I didn't bring my camera, but was a lot. Was this team was very very good. They are the best team ever.
Yeah.
Can you believe you play for a team that is the best ever?
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. There's
I
no comments about that.
Yeah, see, and there's no doubt that that team was special and it was
Of
unique because of the talent on that team. But yet, if those guys were smart, they should have been taking pictures of you because how great you were.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm being honest and
Uh,
I'm being sincere. I'm not over exaggerating to think of all the honors and all the scoring that you've done, those guys should have been watching film of you and watched
yeah,
how you played and how you scored. Because if they were smart, that would have made them a better player.
Yeah, maybe if they practice, because they play golf.
Yeah.
They didn't practice anything.
Did you ever play golf, or was it only basketball?
No, it's a sport that I cannot play. I'm not capable. And to be capable, because if I play something, I must be the best. And golf was too late to start.
Yes, Oscar, I'm the same way. I am terrible at golf. Out of 10 shots, I might do good at one, and that's not good enough for me. I want to be
Yeah,
good all 10 shots.
yes, of course. Me
Oh,
too.
yeah. See, I love that. I love that. Well,
Uh,
did you get to have conversations with any of those players that were, I mean, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird? I mean, you got to compete, in the Pan Am games against David Robinson and Rex Chapman and my close friend, Keith Smart. But what were conversations that you had with any of those players, or did you just want to beat them?
no, we bring when Magic Johnson stopped playing, we bring him and his team to Brazil. We play 5 games, and we won. Just the one was televised. We
Ah,
beat them.
that's the good one to win.
Yeah.
Uh,
So no, then I had a chance to talk with him, with Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird never talked with him. Just now in the ceremony, and Kobe Bryant was. I think that I can't believe I was in that spot because I was in the practice, and because when I knew him, he was a kid that comes with his father to the All-Star, and at the middle of the game he enters. He shoot. And who is this guy? Oh, it's Joe Bryant's son. No, this guy's gonna be good. He's practicing now.
and he has spoke about how he respected you and how he
Yes,
admired you. And so
yes,
that relationship, when you saw Kobe out there doing those things, it had to
yes,
make your heart feel good to see somebody with focus and
yes,
determination and work ethic and practice like you did.
yes. I was happy to see him practicing. So when we go to his practice with the dream team, uh, I did not play anymore. I commentate for Global TV, and then I go like a reporter to his practice. You can't believe how he told me, how he speak to me, like I was his idol. Unbelievable.
Oh,
And he told me that because our team was much better than Joe Bryant's team, so we won them almost everyone. And then he cheered for me. And Joe Bryant said, "No, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan."
oh,
No, you lose with Oscar, I will keep cheering for Oscar.
that's
And he
got to
told
make
me
you.
that.
Yeah, that's got to make you feel so good that he
Of
had that
course,
admiration from you because
of course.
he learned work ethic from you.
Yes. Yeah, no, he was the best player ever. Of that time, he was the best. But you can't say who is the best. For me, it's not Michael Jordan. I have 5. It's Michael Jordan, of course, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and LeBron James. That's my 5 players. Five players.
Now, in that list of 5 players, where would you be head to head matching up against them one on one?
I won't play in that team. No, not because I'm not capable as they are. I would like to be, but I'm not. I'm not.
Interesting. Because I think, now, again, I know you're very humble, but in my opinion, because of your competitive spirit and your passion and your mind, you can play right with those guys. They may be superior athletes, but you're a superior basketball mind, a savant. And I think that deserves something.
Yeah, But when I had a big chance was the same year of the dream team. I was too old to go to be a hookie in
Yeah.
the NBA.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't go to the NBA.
Kind of like Sabonis when he played all those years in Russia, couldn't leave the country, and then comes into the league in his 30s. The people in the NBA never saw the real Arvydas Sabonis and how good he could pass and he could
Yes.
score and just such a big physical dominance on the court.
Sabonis would play for the dream team, of course. He has talent to be there.
Yeah.
So I love Sabonis. Now
Yeah.
his son is playing.
Donis,
And
yes, yes.
yeah, he's playing good. And we love him too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't go.
Right. When I coached in FIBA, I was blessed that when I started my career, I was with Luciano Capicchioni from
Mhm.
Italy. I know you know that name, but he was able to represent Peja Stojakovic and Arvydas Sabonis and Pau Gasol. I mean, some of the best, European players. Who were
Yes.
some of the best players in Europe that you loved to play against? Maybe names that Americans don't know, but I would probably know.
Oh, I love to play against Meneghin. Meneghin was, you never see Meneghin doing 30 points, but it was tough. And I love to play against Sacchetti. Sacchetti's a tough guy who guard me. And I became a good friend of him. And I love to play against the Slavic players, Petrovic. Oh, they were unbelievably good. If you leave Petrovic, he would play NBA like was nothing.
It's a shame, Oscar, that Drazen passed away too early because
Yes.
what a talent that
Yeah.
man was. I mean, he was kind of like a different version of Oscar Schmidt. Let's be honest, because Drazen could score, he could play, he was a good ball handler, very similar, almost a mirror to Oscar Schmidt.
I love to play with Sabonis. People in America knows Sabonis a lot, but I would love to play with Sabonis when he was young.
Oh,
When he was a guy that, how this guy, he was 220 something.
right? But what he doesn't get enough credit for, he was an
Yeah.
amazing passer. He could
Yes.
pass out of the high and low post,
Of
which
course.
would, to play an inside out game, not like today's game, but man,
Yeah.
you could have had so many shots because they would have to double him and you would be
Yeah.
smart to get a good passing angle and
Yes,
be
of
able to
course.
score.
I would love to play with him,
Yeah.
not against him, because
Yeah.
I
Oh,
saw him. I saw him in a game against the Yugoslavian guys. They were losing by I don't remember how many. I think 8 points. In less than a minute, he scored 3 3-pointers, and they won by one.
oh,
He
oh,
he was unbelievable, unbelievable, and I love to play with him, but I didn't have the chance.
yeah.
So I have these guys in Europe that I would like to play with.
Yeah, those are great names because, again, you're right with the best of the very best. You could play that, and your skill level and your passion for the game was better than anybody, but it's your work ethic that was so phenomenal because from a young age to all the way, I mean, a 29-year career to just love the game the way you loved it. I mean, that's special, and not many people can say that because you worked hard for everything
Yeah,
that you earned.
I work very hard. God knows how I work. Nobody
Ex-
sees me practice, but I practice a lot. I
ex-
made I
yeah, explain to the viewers and the listeners what, like when you were in your 20s, what was a day of Oscar Schmidt? Take us from waking up early in the morning and what time that was, and how you would practice and what your routine was.
my routine was I practice with the team twice a day. So why? That's very 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 small. So I need to practice more. So after the practice, I shoot at least 500 every practice. And then in Italy, this has become very easy. I start to go home after score 20 from 3-pointers. And first time, at least the third time, I could get this. But when I can't get, there was a day that it became 2 hours to make the 20. Because it's 20 in a row.
Ooh.
Yeah, without missing. So it's very hard to make 20 shots without missing. Yeah. So I had a good company with Marcel. Marcel practiced a lot too. And we practice every day, twice a day, more than everybody. That's why we beat the Americans.
That's right. And that's a true statement. I mean, let's talk about that. It was 1987. You're at the Pan Am Games in Indianapolis, Indiana. Keith Smart, Rex Chapman, Danny Marley, David Robinson. So I'm mentioning names of that American team in the Pan Am Games because the American people will know that. But you play in that game, you get 46 points because you were down at halftime and beat the Americans to win the gold, the Pan Am. Tell us about that experience and what that meant to Oscar Schmidt.
Well, that game was the best game of my life. Not because I played good or because we won, because I dreamed to have a win like that. Because when you play, you must have good wins. And that one was the best win of my generation. We score and we how you say when you get your defense play and talk shit against him. How you say this?
Yeah, you're playing against them and stopping them with your preparation. Yeah.
No. I defend Anderson, and when he get the ball, I give him like 3 or 4 meters, and you are free. Everybody looking to you now. Try to score, and he misses.
So you played mind games with him.
Of course.
Take that shot. Take it. We want you to take it.
You're free. Come on. And then Marcel and Cadu did the same thing. So we were 3 guys in the court challenging the
yes.
The word is challenge.
Yes, yes.
And we pass them and win.
Wow. I mean, 120 to, I think, 115, you beat them by 5 after being down at halftime. What was the conversation in the locker room with your Brazilian players that you knew you could beat this team? What was that conversation like?
We had lose against the United States in the semifinals of the World Cup in '86. So that game was in our heads. So that was the experience that we had to play against the Americans. Steve Kerr was in that team.
Yeah.
So our coach said, let's play zone because they don't have good shooters. Come Steve Kerr with 6 in a row.
But still, you had a good game plan because the Americans' weakness, like today, they weren't great shooters. So to pack it in, to take away the penetration and slow down the transition game where our athletes do well, but yet, hey, take that shot. You're going to rebound and then start your offense.
Yes. Should be easy, but it's not easy. You shot, but we must get the rebound. That David Robson was tough on rebound.
Ooh,
so it was not easy. So we had a great day. Oh, this day was. I think we changed the rules because before that, NBA player cannot play international games. After that, they come to knock the door. FIBA, we need to put the pros.
Yeah. The The Americans have an ego and they don't want to lose in a game that they created.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
why they made the rule change. Yeah. I mean, I'm an American, so I see the ego and I see the entitlement and I see the bad attitudes of some great players, but yet we're also competitive, and I think that's why they changed the rule so they could bring in the better players. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And then many foreign players come to play in America. So everybody get better. So the basketball go better.
Go up. That's right. Yeah. Around the globe, the game was
Yes.
better. But something that I know, because I've coached in Europe and South America, I coached in Venezuela and Puerto Rico. The
Did you coach in
these
Puerto Rico?
Yes, yeah, Fajardo Cariduros. great,
Oh,
great team. I had a young Carlos Arroyo before he played in the NBA. Great point guard. But Jose
yeah,
Picolín and just great talent that a lot of Americans don't know
yes,
anything about. But yet I watch the work ethic of the international players, and that's where you guys would gain an advantage because the Americans thought, oh, this is an easy win, no problem. Psh. But
no
yet you
problem.
guys would play
Come to
hard.
win us.
Yeah, yeah, right,
Try to beat us.
right. Yes. And that's
Yeah.
what I loved about international competition was the work ethic and how guys worked so hard and your thirst for knowledge to get
Yes,
better. You guys were always coachable. But some
yes,
Americans, even though they have talent and skills, they're not coachable. And that's a shame.
yes. I don't know why. Why they are like that? Because they get much money. That's it. That's it. I think.
I think that's a good observation.
Of
Or
course.
if they don't have the money, once they get money, then they're satisfied. They're not
Yes.
hungry anymore. They don't have
No.
that passion to keep getting better.
Yes. Yes. I think so. Because our guys that come to NBA, we had a guy, Nene, could be a tough guy, international guy, but he doesn't want to play for the national team. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But NBA, he loved to play in NBA.
Yeah.
Explain me that. I never understand these things.
Yeah. And I'm sure because especially with you and and how humble you are, it meant so much to you to have a gold medal
Of
and
course.
represent your country and carry your
Yes.
nation's flag.
Of
That's what was
course.
important to Oscar Schmidt.
Yes. Yes. Much better than an NBA game.
Yeah. Yeah. Because see,
Yeah,
you
this is
don't have
my
an
country.
ego. Too many
My
players
country.
let their ego be their amigo, and that's not good. So, Oscar, most people in America, when they think of Brazil, they think Pele, soccer. They think Giselle, modeling. But
Yes.
me, I think Oscar Schmidt for what
Oh,
you did to basketball and how you raised basketball in your country and in South
yes.
America and throughout Europe. That's the
Yes.
respect that I have for you and what you did for your game.
Thanks, coach. I'm very happy that you say this because I work so hard in my life, so hard to be a good player, to have results, to show the world that I'm good. So it's not easy to do that. It's
Yeah.
not easy, and I did.
You know,
So I'm very happy with my career.
well, I just again, I want the younger generation to know who Oscar Schmidt the player is, but more Oscar Schmidt the man. Because
Yes,
again, that work ethic. And you've had adversity in your life. I mean,
of course.
you had a brain tumor that you've come back from. So compare battling a brain tumor compared to trying to win a gold for FIBA World Championship. I mean, it's
Yes.
the same. You're competing, yeah?
Yes. And people, many times I go to the supermarket with my wife, people from afar, you're good, Oscar. I'm cheering for your brain tumor battle.
Oh, yes, good.
Many
That
people, many people.
yes, that's beautiful. You're a
Yes,
man of faith. You believe in God. How much
yes.
did that help you through those struggles personally?
Oh, helps a lot because when the Pope came to Brazil, was the same year that I get the James Naismith Hall of Fame.
The
So,
diagnosis.
yes. So I had a second tumor that was malignous, and the Pope came, and the state and the city of Rio de Janeiro, they put like 20 personas that the Pope would talk personally. I never came close to a Pope in my life.
Wow.
And so I had this opportunity. And then I kneel down and get his hand, and I'm praying for you. And he put the hand in my head. After that, I said, I'm cured.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, Oscar,
Yes.
that's an amazing story. And I think
Yes.
that's something that, your faith, your belief in God, and the power of prayer, and the love and support that people pour back to you because what you put into basketball is a beautiful life lesson.
I had a beautiful life. I'm still having, because today I got my life with speeches. I do speeches to live.
Yes.
And I talk about my career for the people, for the companies. And I did good. I'm doing good. And I can't believe I could be good in that. So
Oh,
I do a dream life.
yes.
Dream life.
Oh,
Yes.
God bless you, Oscar. I mean, I think it's wonderful. You're so happy and you're at peace with
Yes.
yourself because you are
Yes.
happy. As we get older, we start to appreciate things that we overlooked because we were so
Yes.
focused with basketball, basketball,
Yes.
basketball, basketball, work, shots, scoring.
Yes.
And now you can be like my beautiful daughter who is a chef, your son who is successful. Talk about your family. Talk about your son and your daughter.
Well, my family is a dream family for me. And I would like to be a better father, a better friend to my people. My people is
Wow.
my wife, my son, and my daughter. And I'm working on that. So I think I'll be a good father and a good friend for my son and my daughter.
Oh,
I
no
hope
doubt.
so.
And a great grandfather one day. Yes.
And I agree. Oh, my daughter married. I put a pressure for a grandkid. He bought a dog.
oh, oh, that's great. My daughter was just married a year ago and she just had a grandbaby. So I'm a grandfather for the first time. And Oscar, it's the best thing. It's the most beautiful blessing.
No, I
I
know.
I hold that baby, Oscar, and it just melts my heart. And it's just like it's so therapeutic. So I want this for you.
Yes, I'm praying for God for this.
Oh, it will happen. It will happen. We've got about 10 more minutes to talk and share stories. Are there any stories that you would like to share with the people watching our show today that lets people know who Oscar Schmidt really is? Because a lot of people see you from afar and maybe know of your accolades, but tell them something about Oscar Schmidt that they wouldn't know.
Well, I'm a very, very, very religious man. And I'm Catholic. And for me, the Pope is the best authority of Catholicism in the world. So I'm happy with that, and keep my life like this. I I don't think I'm better than anyone, but I did a good career. And I, there is a guy, Ayrton Senna. One day he's a Formula One pilot, and he was great. He won 3 times the championship. One day he told everybody, "I talked to God. I talked to God too, because talking to God is a moment of concentration that I got this moment like 20, 25 times in my career. You see the game in slow motion, but you are not in slow motion. I never lose a game when I was in this stage because it's the best concentration you ever had in your life. So I talk to God too.
Yeah.
So God made me play good those times. And when I want to go on that situation, I couldn't. I would like to enter in that situation, but no.
I love
So
that, Oscar.
I had the chance. I had this chance.
I love that. And this is Easter weekend. Today is Good
Yes.
Friday. So what does that mean to you on this Easter weekend? How spiritually connected are you to the resurrection of Christ?
Well, for me, Catholicism is my religion. We are everyone in our family is Catholicism,
Yeah.
and I think today is a special day, and today you can't eat meat in my religion.
Right.
You can't eat meat, so I pray. I pray for the people. I pray for my country. I pray for many things. I pray to God to end this Ukrainian war.
Amen.
Yeah, of course. And I'm very happy with my family, with my religions. And I'm doing speeches. Can you believe that?
It's wonderful.
Very good speeches.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. Well, if there is a company around the world or in America who want to find Oscar Schmidt, how can they find you to bring you over to speak to a company to make them a
Of
better
course,
company or to speak
yes.
to a team to make them a better team? How do they
Yes.
find Oscar Schmidt?
They find Stephanie, my daughter. She gets my life. He's taking care of me.
Hey, and I have to thank Stephanie because I shared many emails with her and she
Yes.
helped us set this up. So, Stephanie, thank you. And God bless you for putting this together so that we could all be blessed to hear
Yeah.
from you, Oscar, and to share your knowledge and share your wisdom and to share your faith and your spirituality. I can't thank Stephanie enough for that. So, thank you.
She's great. My daughter is great. So not because it's my daughter, because she is great.
Yes.
And I hope she lives enough to take care of me until I die.
There you go. There you go. Yes. Well, we've got like 4 minutes here. Is there a basketball story from like a locker room or a championship, or tell us a special story about time with your team having a big
Yes.
accomplishment? Share a story like that with us, Oscar.
Well, me and Marcel, we were leaders on national team. So our stories is about basketball and about my wife. That story that she passed me the ball. That's a great story, unbelievable. And that was maybe the best story of my life. That one. And yeah, I was a basketball player, and she was hoping to study, and we got together and went to Europe. After 13 years in Europe, I come back with 2 kids, speaking 4 languages and a better player. Was great. My passage from Italy and Spain
That's
was great.
beautiful. That's beautiful. And to know how important family is to you, you've always put your family first.
Of
And to have
course,
a companion like you have your wife and I have my wife,
yes,
I wouldn't be who I am today without her support and without her love
yes,
and without her guidance, because we need that, because sometimes we're going to make bad decisions, but our
of course.
wives help us so much. Yes.
She helped me a lot, a lot. You can't believe how she helped me.
Yeah. Well, and I heard that in your speech when you were inducted into the Hall of Fame, and you got emotional as you
Yes,
thanked your wife. And I
of
could
course.
see the emotion in her as she felt so humbled by your
Yeah,
words of your gratitude for your relationship and your companionship with your wife. I think that's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. Was you know what? On that speech, I went after dinner. I said, "Oh, I don't remember. Let me give me a paper." I put in the paper the name of the people and the entities that I need to thank. And then before me was Gary Payton with a how you call that?
The iPad.
iPad. Well, I don't have an iPad. I push my paper.
Got it on the paper. Yeah. Hey, it's okay to be old school. That's who we are.
Of course, yes.
But to me, Oscar, it was one of the most heartfelt speeches that I heard for someone coming into the Hall of Fame. And it meant so much to you because that's the ultimate goal and the ultimate respect from around the world. And you deserve that, my friend.
The best thing of that, you don't know who votes for you.
Oh,
it's a very secret thing.
Yeah.
And I already forget that. And then one day, a guy from FIBA, he was Yugoslavian guy. Oh, hi, guy, Oscar, here's Kirbich. I need to tell you that you went to the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I know, I went already. Remember, he stopped the game and gave me the prize and everything. No, Oscar, you went to the other Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I was driving with the phone on the. I need to stop. I could hit my car.
Wow.
So it was a very big emotional thing because I wanted to. That's the best thing that you can win.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very happy with that.
Oh,
for
and
me, it was not just a party. For me, it was the ultimate goal.
Wow. Yeah. And it shows that you gained the respect of the best, Oscar.
Yes.
And
yes,
again,
yes.
I know you're humble and you won't say it, but I felt like that was one of the best things that could happen to basketball because of your heart. You have a
Yes.
pure heart and you're a good high character man. And that's why I wanted to have you on the show. Yes, to talk basketball, but I want people to see the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Oscar Schmidt. Yeah, you scored 49,000 points, more than 49,000 points in your career. I mean, you've accomplished some of the best things, but it was your work ethic and your heart and your pride. And that's something that I've learned from Oscar Schmidt, to never quit, never give up, and keep working.
Yes, that's who I am.
I love this. I love this. Any last words that you want to share with our viewers today before we end? Because I'm just so grateful to have you on our show today. And I just feel like this made my year. I mean, I've had Hall of Fame, I've had Hall of Fame guys on this show before, Oscar. But to have you, man, it just my wife, I told my wife I was so excited for this day to have you come on. I'm emotional. So thank you for that. But any last words, please?
Last word, people that are looking at me, looking at the coach, keep watching because he has a great program, great time that people come here and talk about their things. And my thing was basketball, and now speeches, and we are happy with our lives. So watch the coach every time.
Thank you, Oscar. I appreciate that. God bless you. God bless your journey. And may you keep inspiring and impacting lives through your words of wisdom and through your speeches, because I know they're inspiring others. And if you can touch one soul, my man, you've done your job. So continue that, and continued blessings, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Happy Easter to you and your family.
Happy Easter to you too.
God bless you. God bless you.